Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Ask a Care Manager. My name is Ryan Abramski. I'm the Business Development Director, and I'm joined as always with Teresa Jackson, our Director of Care Management. Both of us work for Easy Living. We're a home care and care management agency serving the Tampa Bay area for over 20 years. As always, the Ask a Care Manager series is brought to you by our friends over at the Senior Living Resource Magazine and their website, seniorlivingguide.com, your one-stop local and statewide things for all senior housing and health. Anything from home care services like Easy Living to assisted living facilities, memory care, senior health and wellness, and care management, again, like Easy Living. Check out Senior Living Resource Magazine and their website, seniorlivingguide.com, including this month's latest issue that features our on-demand caregiver coaching article. So check them out, and they will mail you an issue if you request it. So Teresa, hello, welcome back.
Hi.
Thank you as always for joining us. So I know today we were going to talk about a certain topic, but you actually just got done assisting one of our care management families and have a real world example and something that is super, super important to always think about and have in place. And that is a backup plan, right?
Backup plan. What is your backup plan? Oh my gosh. And we talk about this a lot. And every time we do, people will listen and go, yeah, you're right. But it's not until something happens and you realize, oh my gosh, I don't have a backup plan.
Or you never did it.
yeah, exactly. Because, that's not going to happen to me. No, everything will be fine. So when I'm talking about a backup plan, let's say you're the family caregiver of a loved one, and maybe all you do is, buy groceries and go in once a week or maybe every other day to fill up their medication box and, make sure that, if there's any bad food in the refrigerator, you'll take that out. And so what is going to happen if something happens to you? Who is going to come in and fill up the medication box if you don't show up and we call and find out that you're in the hospital getting ready to have surgery? And that information was not shared with anybody, and it's just a miracle that we were able to figure out where you were.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's where I was earlier today. We had a client who her responsible party comes in every other day, and he fills up her medication boxes, and he makes sure that her insulin is in the refrigerator and that she's got everything set up, and he didn't show up. And we got a call from the client's physician. I don't know how they found out. But it turns out the caregiver was actually in the hospital. We were able to chase down, figure out what hospital he was in, and he's getting ready to have surgery. He is not going to be around to fill up. She's got 2 days worth of medications left. So, and I've been working with this client trying to get them to set up a backup plan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been one of those things. Well, I'm working, I don't have time. And then the client is in denial about her memory loss. So she's there. I don't need any help. I don't know what you're talking about. So, so regardless of your situation, you need to think about, the worst case scenario. And I know we don't like to do that. We want to be positive, but especially with what's been going on with COVID, we don't know from day to day. I took a telephone call yesterday, and it was, my friend's 36 years old. She had a brain bleed, and now she's in a rehab facility, and I need help. Nobody knows what tomorrow is going to bring. So we need to make sure all of your papers are organized, that you have the appropriate documents that you need, your power of attorney, healthcare surrogate, living will. And then somebody is able to step in the event of an emergency and take over and act on your behalf if you're the person that might need help, Or if you are a caregiver, you need to know if something happens to me, who is going to be taking care of my dad? Who's going to be checking in with dad? He's pretty independent. And I can tell you a story. This happened many years ago. My mother went to the doctor, and my father was still alive at the time. My mother went to the doctor, and they said, okay, you know what? We need to send you over to the hospital right now. We're going to go ahead and admit you. She's like, no, you're not. I've got to get back to the house, and I just left my husband alone for a few hours, but I'm his primary caregiver, and I've got to go home. And they go, no, ma'am, you're not. We are admitting you to the hospital. So she had to, make some phone calls, and luckily we were able to get someone to come and stay with him. And, but that could happen to any of us. It could be a car accident. It could be, a heart attack. It could be I've, gone to the doctor and they won't let me leave. So just, it's not something that you need to get morbid about, but it's something that once you put this plan into place, it's going to bring you peace of mind. So that if something happens to me, and I always talk about, and it's not just the older adults, Ryan, you and your wife go out on date night, so, car accident, you need to know that there's a plan in place for your children.
Absolutely. And I think that's something that a care manager can assist with and help set up.
Exactly.
And then B, if the care manager feels it's necessary, we could always get some home care services set up, and that could just be on a temporary situation until the primary caregiver, is able to return back to their caregiving, duties and services.
Exactly. So I always recommend, let's go ahead and sign a contract or a service agreement with a home care agency in the event of an emergency. So they already have the necessary paperwork, because if I'm in the hospital getting ready to have surgery tomorrow, I'm not going to be signing any documents. You're not going to be able to come to me and have me sign that service agreement. But if I've already got that on file with your organization, then that it can go into effect. That emergency plan can go into effect, and the like Easy Living can bring in a care partner. And I've always recommended, let's go ahead and start slow, and have someone come in, maybe once a week to help out with some shopping, some chores, just for the client to become familiar with having someone there, because that's much easier than bam, all of a sudden you've got someone in your home 7 days a week, and that's very uncomfortable. So
absolutely. And it could start with, I think the first thing people should start with is, basically a contact tree, like who's going to get, who am I calling and what are their phone numbers in the event that something happens to me. I think that's probably the first place everyone should start. And then as it gets more complicated from there, the services of a care manager probably would be more beneficial.
Exactly. And a care manager can help put into place, and it doesn't have to be some elaborate plan, but you're talking about the phone tree. So my sisters and my brother and I, we will take turns calling my mom, who lives by herself. So, because all it's going to take is that one time where I think, that my sisters have called and they think I have called, and that's the day that mom has fallen and she needs help. Nobody's been in touch with her for 24 to 48 hours. So we all, we'll text each other, just a thumbs up, everything's good. Mom was doing well. Or, we'll get that call. Have you talked to mom today? No, I haven't. Have you talked to mom today? No, I haven't. So, just putting a plan into place just to make sure that, the ones you love you have that safety net around them, because it will happen. Something will happen to where, I wish I would have done that earlier.
Absolutely. Well, Teresa, I appreciate, and I know everyone else appreciates like the real world examples. And as you mentioned before, you never think it's going to happen to you until it does. So thank you so much for giving that example to us. And if any of you have questions or comments, feel free to post them down below in the comment section. You can always send us a message on Facebook. We'd be happy to answer any questions. Or you can visit our website and submit a contact us form, and we'd be happy to reach out to you and answer any questions from there. Teresa, thank you so much, as always, for your expertise. And we thank everyone else for joining us this week. We hope to see everyone next time.